What if you take Dirk Nowitzki, the greatest shooting big man in NBA history, and make him team up with Luka Doncic? Can Luka and Dirk surpass Michael Jordan's 6 championships and cement their legacy as the greatest duo of all time? In the summer of 1998, the Dallas Mavericks made 2 franchise-altering decisions. With the 6th pick in the NBA draft, they selected a tall, lanky forward from Germany, Dirk Nowitzki. But the Mavericks weren't done yet. At pick number 30, they selected a young, under-the-radar guard from Slovenia, Luka Doncic. The first season of this duo's career began with high expectations for the Mavericks. Steve Nash had a breakout year, winning the Most Improved Player award. Luka Doncic made the All-Rookie first team, while Dirk secured a spot on All-Rookie second team. However, the Mavericks finished the regular season with a 46-36 record, clinching only the 8th seed. They faced the Lakers in the first round, led by a young Shaq and Kobe. Despite valiant efforts, the Lakers swept the Mavericks in only 3 games. The Laker duo was way too much for this young team to handle. In the following season, the Mavericks finished with a 41-41 record, securing the 8th seed once again. In the playoffs, they faced the Kings, led by Chris Webber. The Mavericks struggled and Luka's shooting numbers dropped significantly during the series. The Kings eliminated the Mavericks in only 3 games, with Webber dominating everyone in the paint. The 2000-2001 season was a breakout year for the Dallas Mavericks. Luka and Dirk had developed an unbreakable chemistry, propelling the team to new heights. Dirk emerged as one of the most dominant big men in the league, averaging 23.9 points, 11.4 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. Luka continued to impress as well, averaging 21.7 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 5.7 assists per game. His playmaking and all-around game were crucial for the Mavericks' success. The Mavericks finished the regular season with an astonishing 69-13 record, securing the first seed in the Western Conference. They had officially established themselves as the team to beat in the West. In the first round of the playoffs, the Mavericks faced the Timberwolves, led by a young Kevin Garnett. The European duo led the Mavericks to an easy sweep, showing their dominance early in the postseason. In the second round, the Mavericks played the Supersonics, led by Gary Payton and Patrick Ewing. The Mavericks continued their impressive run, winning the series in 5 games. In the closeout Game 5, Luka delivered a stellar performance, with 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists, stealing the series victory. The Western Conference Finals brought a rematch from Luka and Dirk's rookie season against the Los Angeles Lakers. The Mavericks were determined to avenge their previous loss, and they did just that, winning the series in just 5 games. Luka defied expectations again in the closeout Game 5, putting up 40 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. The Mavericks would officially be going to their first NBA Finals of all time. In the finals, the Mavericks faced the Miami Heat, led by Tim Hardaway and Alonzo Mourning. The series was a battle of grit and determination for both sides. The Mavericks pulled through, winning the series in 6 games. Dirk was named Finals MVP, averaging 23.5 points, 13.8 rebounds, and 3.3 assists per game, solidifying his place as a true superstar in the league. Luka and Dirk's partnership had brought the Mavericks their first NBA championship, and definitely not their last. The next season saw the Mavericks aiming to defend their title. While both Luka and Dirk experienced a slight dip in production, they remained crucial to the team's success. The Mavericks finished the regular season with a strong 64-18 record, once again securing the first seed in the Western Conference. In the first round of the playoffs, the Mavericks faced a familiar foe, the Kings, led by Chris Webber. The Mavericks won the series in 5 games, with Luka stepping up his game compared to the regular season. Next, the Mavericks faced another familiar foe, the Timberwolves, led by Kevin Garnett. Dirk bounced back in the second round, playing exceptionally well and leading the Mavericks to a 5-game series victory. The Western Conference Finals brought another highly anticipated rematch against the Lakers. The series was a showdown of all the stars in the league. Despite their best efforts, the Mavericks fell to the Lakers in 6 games. It was a disappointing end to their playoff run as a dream of a back-to-back championship slipped away. The 5th season of their careers saw Luka and Dirk reaching new heights. Both players delivered standout performances, propelling the Mavericks to a 63-19 record, securing the first seed in the Western Conference once again. Luka and Dirk's combination was unstoppable. Their dominance in the paint and beyond the arc made them an absolute nightmare for opponents to guard. In the first round of the playoffs, the Mavericks faced the Nuggets. Luka and Dirk led the Mavericks to an easy 4-game series victory. Next, the Mavericks took on the Suns, led by Sean Marion and Amari Stoudemire. The series was hard-fought, but the Mavericks emerged victorious in 6 games. The Western Conference Finals brought another rematch against the Los Angeles Lakers. Determined to avenge their previous defeat, the Mavericks played with relentless energy. The Mavericks won the series in 5 games, with Dirk closing out the series in Game 5 with 27 points, 16 rebounds, and 6 assists. In the finals, the Mavericks faced the Toronto Raptors, led by Vince Carter. The series was guaranteed to have thrilling moments and intense competition. The Mavericks made quick work of the Raptors though, winning the series in just 5 games. In Game 5, Steve Nash hit a buzzer beater 3 to clinch the championship. Luka also showed up in Game 5, contributing 24 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Dirk was officially named Finals MVP once again, averaging 24.9 points, 12.1 rebounds, and 4.3 assists per game. With their second championship secured, Luka and Dirk solidified their status as the best duo in the league. The 03-04 season saw the Dallas Mavericks aiming for another championship run. Luka's dominant season earned him a regular season MVP, averaging 24 points, 8.9 rebounds, and 6.9 assists per game. Dirk continued to be a reliable force, contributing 20.5 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 3.3 assists per game. Luka's MVP season led the Mavericks to a league-best 69-13 record. His vision, scoring, and rebounding were crucial to the team's success. In the first and second rounds of the playoffs, the Mavericks faced the Timberwolves and Kings once again. They made quick work of both in just 5 games each. The Western Conference Finals brought yet another rematch against the Lakers, the 4th consecutive year these teams met in the playoffs. The series went the distance, culminating in a thrilling Game 7. Steve Nash stepped up in Game 7, scoring 37 points, grabbing 4 rebounds, and dishing out 7 assists to lead the Mavericks to a hard-fought 7-game series victory. In the finals, the Mavericks faced the Nets, led by the brilliant play of Jason Kidd. The series was a battle of guards going all the way to a thrilling Game 7 once again. Despite their best efforts, the Mavericks fell short in Game 7. Jason Kidd's outstanding performance earned him the Finals MVP, averaging 24 points, 11.4 assists, and 5.3 rebounds per game. It was a heartbreaking end to the Mavericks season as they failed to secure the back-to-back championship yet again. The 04-05 season began with a significant loss for the Dallas Mavericks as they saw Steve Nash depart in the offseason. Even without Nash, the Mavericks finished the regular season with an impressive 62-20 record, securing the first seed in the Western Conference. Luka and Dirk's performances kept the team at the top, setting the stage for another deep playoff run. The Mavericks dominated the playoffs once again, making quick work of the Trailblazers, Timberwolves, and Rockets. The final saw the Mavericks facing the Miami Heat led by D. Wade and Shaq. This series was an intense battle going all the way to a Game 7. Despite their best efforts, the Mavericks fell short again in a Game 7. Dwayne Wade's outstanding performance earned him a Finals MVP, averaging 24.4 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 11.6 assists per game. This would be the second NBA Finals loss in a row for the Mavericks, struggling to win their 3rd championship as a franchise. The 05-06 season saw the Mavericks once again dominating the regular season, finishing with the league-best 67-15 record and securing the first seed in the Western Conference. However, despite their strong start in the playoffs, their journey was cut short in the second round by the Houston Rockets. Tracy McGrady proved too much to handle and the Mavericks fell in 6 games, ending their playoff run earlier than expected. The Mavericks needed to bounce back to keep this duo together for much longer. The 06-07 season saw the Mavericks finishing with a 58-24 record, securing the 5th seed in the Western Conference. Despite the lower seeding, Luka and Dirk were determined to make another deep playoff run. In the first round of the playoffs, the Mavericks faced the Hornets, led by a young Chris Paul. The Mavericks fought hard and won in 6 games, advancing to the next round. Next, the Mavericks took on the Houston Rockets, featuring the duo of Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming. The Mavericks' resilience and teamwork paid off as they won the series in 6 games, getting their revenge from the previous season. In the Western Conference Finals, the Mavericks faced the Phoenix Suns, led by former teammate Steve Nash. This series was a thrilling back-and-forth battle, ending in a dramatic Game 7. Luka delivered a spectacular performance in Game 7, scoring 37 points, grabbing 5 rebounds, and dishing out 6 assists to lead the Mavericks to a series victory. In the finals, the Mavericks faced the Orlando Magic, led by Dwight Howard. The series was the easiest finals opponent the Mavericks had taken on yet. The Mavericks dominated, winning the series in an easy 6 games, securing their 3rd championship as a franchise. Dirk was named Finals MVP, averaging 21.7 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 3.2 assists per game. Once again, Luka and Dirk's leadership and performance proved to be the driving force behind the Mavericks' success, and they weren't done dominating the league anytime soon. In the 2007 offseason, the Mavericks acquired Jason Kidd, significantly improving the roster for the upcoming postseason run. The 10th season of Luka and Dirk's career saw the Mavericks finish with a 68-14 record, securing the 1st seed in the Western Conference. In the first round, the Mavericks faced the Nuggets, led by Carmelo Anthony and Allen Iverson. The series was a hard-fought battle, going all the way to a Game 7. Despite Luka and Dirk's best efforts, the Nuggets ultimately upset the Mavericks. Allen Iverson delivered a Hall of Fame performance, scoring 39 points, grabbing 8 rebounds, and dishing out 9 assists, leading Denver to a series victory. The season ended disappointing for the Mavericks as they could not advance past the first round. In the 2008 season, Luka and Dirk led the team to a league-best 63-19 record, securing the 1st seed in the Western Conference. After making quick work of the Spurs and Rockets in the first 2 rounds, the Mavericks faced the Suns, led by former teammate Steve Nash. This series was a thrilling back-and-forth battle once again, accumulating in a nail-biting Game 7. Every player on the Mavericks scored in double digits in Game 7, showcasing their depth and teamwork as they clinched the series victory. In the finals, the Mavericks faced the Cleveland Cavaliers, led by the one and only LeBron James. The Mavericks' depth proved too much for LeBron to handle alone, as Dallas swept the series in 4 games. Luka shined brightly, winning his first Finals MVP with averages of 20.3 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 6.8 assists per game. Luka and Dirk celebrated their 4th championship together, solidifying their legacy as one of the greatest duos in NBA history. This season marked the 12th year of Luka and Dirk's careers. In the first round of the playoffs, the Mavericks faced the Thunder, featuring a young big three of Westbrook, Durant, and Harden. The series went to 7 games, with Dirk stepping up in Game 7, scoring 26 points, grabbing 14 rebounds, and dishing out 8 assists to lead to the Mavericks' victory. Next, the Mavericks surprisingly swept the San Antonio Spurs in 4 games. Dirk's scoring was too much for the Spurs to handle, propelling the Mavericks to the Western Conference Finals. In the Western Conference Finals, the Mavericks faced the Los Angeles Lakers once again, led by Kobe and Gasol. Despite Kobe's impressive 31.1 points per game, the Mavericks won the series in 6 games, earning their spot in the NBA Finals to defend their championship. The finals featured a clash of super teams as the Mavericks took on the Boston Celtics, led by Kevin Garnett, Rajon Rondo, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce. The series was a fierce battle, with the Celtics leading 3-2 heading into Game 6. It's officially Game 6 of the NBA Finals, and the Mavericks are down 125-126 with 20 seconds left. Luka received the ball, the clock is ticking, he steps back for a fadeaway, it's good! The Mavericks take a 127-126 lead with 13 seconds left. Celtics ball now, Paul Pierce with the possession.
Pulls up, three-pointer, bang! Bang! It's good! Wins the game at the buzzer!
Despite Dirk's incredible 43-point performance, it wasn't enough. Luka continues to underperform when needed the most, and the Mavericks fall short in their quest for back-to-back titles for the 4th time in 10 years. As the pace of play in the NBA began to shift around 2010, favoring faster and more dynamic offenses, Luka thrived in his new environment. His amazing shooting and playmaking allowed him to dominate, leading the Mavericks to a league-best 70-12 record. Despite Jason Kidd showing signs of regression at 38 years old, Luka's MVP season with averages of 26.8 points, 9.5 rebounds, and 7.4 assists kept the Mavericks on top. In the playoffs, the Mavericks quickly dispatched the Trailblazers, Thunder, and Lakers, seeking revenge for the previous season's championship loss. In the NBA Finals, the Mavericks faced the Heat, led by LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. The Heat's lack of defense proved to be their downfall, as the Mavericks' offensive firepower was unstoppable, leading to a sweep in 4 games. Luka shined brightly in the finals, winning his 2nd Finals MVP with averages of 30.8 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 7.6 assists per game. Luka and Dirk celebrated their 5th championship together, solidifying their legacy as 2 of the greatest players ever to touch a basketball. The Mavericks would go into the 2011 season even stronger, adding veteran Vince Carter to their roster. Luka and Dirk led the team to a 62-20 record, securing the 3rd seed in the Western Conference heading into the playoffs. After making quick work of the Timberwolves and Clippers in the first 2 rounds, the Mavericks faced the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. The Thunder, led by newly crowned MVP Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, took a commanding 3-1 series lead. However, the Mavericks showcased their resilience and championship pedigree by winning 3 straight games to clinch the series in 7 games. Luka was unstoppable and a huge difference maker, averaging 32.4 points, 9.1 rebounds, and 6.6 assists per game. In the finals, the Mavericks faced the Knicks, led by Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire. The Mavericks' offensive dominance was on full display as they won the series in just 5 games. Luka and Dirk secured their 6th championship together, with Luka earning the Finals MVP, averaging 29.4 points, 11.2 rebounds, and 8 assists per game. Dirk would also put up impressive numbers, contributing 26.2 assists and 6.4 rebounds per game. Sadly, the Mavericks faced significant changes in the 2012-13 season, as Jason Kidd and Jason Terry both left the team. Despite these departures, Luka and Dirk still led the Mavericks to a 59-23 record, securing the 1st seed in the Western Conference. The Mavericks made quick work of the Nuggets, sweeping them in the first round. However, in the second round, they faced a formidable Lakers team featuring Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, Dwight Howard, and Steve Nash. The series went the distance, but the Mavericks' lack of depth proved to be their doing. Despite their best efforts, they lost in 7 games. Over the next 5 seasons, the Mavericks' dreams of another championship slipped further away. Despite the continued brilliance of Luka and Dirk, the team failed to make it past the second round of the playoffs. Their determination never wavered, but the physical and emotional strain was clear. Watching 2 of the game's greatest talents give their all only to fall short was a testament to their resilience and heart. Their legacy is not just about championships, but the relentless pursuit of greatness, the unwavering spirit, and unbreakable bond they shared on and off the court. But what if another duo could create an unbreakable bond and rewrite history? Imagine Jason Tatum and Shaquille O'Neal, 2 NBA legends playing together. Could Jason Tatum live up to Kobe Bryant's past legacy? Click the video on the screen right now to find out.